our journey, Karolina's and my journey. So here we will describe what did we face and how can you avoid that, and how we will just describe what platform we're gonna offer. So first of all, let's a little background. I'm from Haryana, India, and Karolina is from Yekaterinburg, Russia. And we in 2017 we took admission in graduate diploma in highway engineering at NZIHT, and our sole goal was to find a job and settle here. I guess that's the same goal you have. So what challenges do we face? We faced a lot of challenges. First of all, English is was not our native language. My language, my mother tongue was Hindi, and Carolina's mother tongue was Russia. So, and as you know, this is English-speaking country. So it was very difficult for us to get into this culture, and we because we didn't know anything about it, we got like we were inundated by culture shock. It's a beautiful country, but it's so different than what we used to have back in our countries. So second thing was outdated CVs. We actually presented to people, to employers, to HR, the same CV which we would produce or show if we were to apply for our back in India or Russia. So when they look at it, they would say, okay, we'll call you, but they never call back. And we didn't have any references. So one thing you need to just concrete in your mind, that if you don't have any references, it's almost impossible to get a job here, because New Zealand works on references. If you know me and I know you, and I know how do you behave, and how what kind of work did you produce, then only one person can refer you. So we didn't have any connections. We only had connections with our colleagues, which is not related to our job hunting. And next one was we didn't have any idea how to approach someone for a job. We were like, okay, we need a job, but we didn't know how to approach to a person. So we were told that, okay, just go to somebody's office and just ask for a job. We were also told to look at Seek. We were also told to look at LinkedIn, but not a single method worked in 2017. So we sent CVs with irrelevant experience to the companies. I remember I sent at least 38 CVs, 38 types of different CVs to companies, and I got rejected almost all of them, and they never called back. They didn't even bother to call me that you were rejected. It was so bad. And I had a very basic LinkedIn profile, very basic. I'll show you what I mean by basic. So I just dug into my old emails and I found my first CV, which I prepared for New Zealand market. So if you look at this CV, first thing you will notice this circle, which doesn't do anything. It doesn't serve any purpose. And there's no point of having that. Just because it was a part of template, I just adopted it. Second thing was my email. It was all in capital letters, which doesn't make any sense. And third thing was, look at my phone number. It's +6421. These are like minor details, since I was only applying in the New Zealand market, especially in Hamilton, but still I was giving the information in the way that I was applying for an overseas job. And then the third thing you will notice is objective: to obtain a position of geotechnical engineer, civil engineer, lab technician, road engineer, where I can leverage my education. So if I were a recruiter, this CV gives me an impression that a person just wants a job. He doesn't he doesn't say anything like any specific job he's referring to. He just wants any job. The way I wrote it is just give me a job. I will just learn it and do it. I was super desperate, like any other immigrants. And fourth thing you will notice is a look at the spelling, research scholar. So when the probably a recruiter looked at it and say, okay, he doesn't even know how to spell a word. How can it? How can he sustain in this market when the whole country is speaking English and this person doesn't even know how to spell English words? Next thing you will notice, design skill. This I would tell you, if this was my CV back in India, I would get a job just like that at that time. So because I was only targeting for highly qualified job, and at this point of time, I was highlighting um, my best achievements. So SAP 2000, if some of you may know, is a structural design software, and I highlighted this when I applied for a geotechnical job. It doesn't make any sense, but it was a huge achievement for me. But for a recruiter or a design manager, it serves no purpose. Next thing is Circly. I Well, I had little idea about Circly, but Circly, if you may know, is a payment design software, which after serving in the industry for more than 3 years, now I get to know because now I'm a payment engineer. Just imagine I highlighted Circly experience in a geotechnical engineering. If I were, you always put yourself in a recruiter or design manager shoes. If I were a recruiter and I look at this and I'm looking for a geotechnical engineer, why would I want to recruit somebody who has a payment design experience or no software of a payment design? Next thing you will notice is I am highlighting NIT Agartala just because you know it's one of the esteemed institution in India, but for these people or this market, it doesn't make any sense. It's just gibberish, and these are the minor details. If you were a recruiter from this market, you would just look at this, skim read it, 3 seconds, directly to the garbage. Next page, leadership skills are working in a team. Working in a team is not a leadership skills. Next, interest, tennis, volleyball. How the hell does it relate to a geotechnical engineer? Next, um, hyperlinks to my research paper. Just imagine if you got tons of CV, you were a recruiter and you got tons of CV and you took printout of all of them. When you look at the CV, you say, okay, it's a hyperlink. How I'm going to open that? I can't open it because it's a hard copy. So what I have to do, I have to open the soft copy. Do I have time to do that? No, directly into refresh. And then again, I highlighted NIT Agartala just because if I was in India, I would get a job, but not here. That's not how it works. Next, I don't have, unfortunately, I don't have a screenshot of my first LinkedIn profile, but I found one. I hid the names and other information. So this is what it used to look like. And I actually saw some people had similar kind of profile because whoever sent me connection request in the last 14-15 days, I almost looked at everybody's profile. So no profile picture, no background, messages are blocked, experience, this was the only experience. So imagine, just always, that's what I always say, and I love this line, always put yourself in a recruiter's shoes. That, excuse me, that why would you hire you? Just imagine how LinkedIn works is a recruiter don't have time to look at somebody's CV on Seek or somewhere else. He just Googles, oh, sorry, he just go to LinkedIn, he just look at, okay, design engineer or a teacher in this case. and this profile shows up, which is highly unlikely because LinkedIn database works in a way that more information of a profile will appear on the top. So let's say this information appears and this is your first impression to the recruiter. Now the recruiter will think, okay, so this person doesn't even bother to fill his digital identity because this is the future. So he doesn't even bother to fill his identity. How can I recruit him? He's not even disciplined. He's not even looking for opportunities. So that's what people do. They just make a LinkedIn profile and they think, okay, the jobs will just pop up. No, that's not how it works. You need to know how the basics of LinkedIn. This is the future of the job market. Just make you remember that this is the only platform which is used by professionals, not Facebook, not Instagram, not YouTube. This is the only one. So what triggered us to start this platform? So we got tons of messages on LinkedIn to help people secure a job, to check their CVs and LinkedIn profiles. Trust me, I don't know if some of the people whose CVs we have checked are in this video or not, on this webinar or not, but we have checked tons of CVs and we found a pattern. We found a pattern that which because they are facing the similar scenario which we had faced in 2017 when we started looking for a job. We're like, okay, same thing. And I talked with those people and said, oh, okay, oh, that's kind of deja vu. Okay, so we started this platform to help students, immigrants, or people who were laid off due to COVID-19 to secure jobs in the New Zealand market. People have sent same CVs everywhere. I remember I sent this CV, just imagine this CV for a barista job. Is for a person who makes coffee, and I sent this CV and highlighting that I was a research scholar in this university. Just imagine if a person needs to serve coffee or make coffee, how this experience is relevant to that kind of job. Just imagine, just always put yourself in recruiter shoes. Now what we have done so far and how it will benefit you: we have built a website where people can upload their CVs and take an appropriate plan to suit their needs. Okay, so well, the plans are not out yet, but you will see. It depends what level of CV you have built by yourself or somebody else have built you, and then you will choose. Okay, that's the one I need. That's the one I need. So you look at by yourself. And trust me, we have worked day and night to build this website. We didn't hire anybody. We just built from scratch and we learned 10,000 stuff while doing that. We were like lost sleep many nights just to build this. Now, how this website and other is different from other platforms. So here's the thing, and this is the main thing of this platform. So imagine you're from India, let's say, because most of the participants are from India. You will see, okay, you are from, let's say, IIT Bombay. Okay, that's one of the prestige institution in India. And you will say, okay, I want to apply for a civil engineering job. I have worked in my master's or bachelor's in structural engineering, but now you're in the course of structural engineering or some highway technology or something, and now you're looking for structural engineering job, let's say geotechnical job or a project management job. How can you say, okay, what exactly a civil engineering firm is looking for? Now you will see our assessors are actually from the field. So assessor is a person who actually gonna check your CV. So the person, so it's not, but the other platform, what they do, you send them your CV, they tweak the columns and rows and change their font, change the font and ask for your experience. Then they put in the rows and bullet points and all stuff. They don't know what exactly do they need to highlight. So let me give you an example. So if I'm a civil engineer and you are an aspiring civil engineer, and you found a job on Seek. Huh, okay, it's a project manager, graduate project manager. Your experience was a structural engineer. You can't just put, oh, I have bachelor's in civil engineering and master's in structural engineering, and then you put, okay, I worked as a structural engineer in that firm, and then I moved to New Zealand. You will not get a job, because they are looking for somebody who has experience in project management, but you don't know, you may have worked as a project manager in your past experience. So that's what you need to highlight. Other platforms don't know that. So that's what we are looking for. So that's what you need to highlight. So you say, okay, if you designed, let's say, a 4-story building in your past, but then it took you 4 months, but you actually the time frame was 5 months. So that's your project management experience that you saved 1 month to the client. So that's what you need to highlight. You need to say, okay, that was my job, that was my responsibility, and that was my achievement. You will get jobs just like that, just because you are giving what recruiters are asking for. So we have compiled all those information because we talk to people, we talk to um, the aspiring engineers and other architects and other people, and we say, okay, what was the problem? We actually talked with them, we surveyed them, we looked at their profiles and how did they get the job, and we compile all this information, and we created this platform in such a way that it will be super easy to adapt. So you can prepare a New Zealand style CV and LinkedIn profile for, sorry, we can prepare for you. So it is not like a normal template kind of website. It's not like you put your information in template in the template and your CV will be delivered to you. No, it doesn't work like that. If you don't know what to put in there, template not going to help you. Otherwise, you will end up something like this. That's what I did. So the plans will be super affordable since the overheads are low. At this point of time, we haven't employed anybody. So it's just me and Karolina, and we are doing by ourselves. That's why they are super low. And the plans rate start from a price of a restaurant meal to a normal winter jacket. Okay. Well, and once we will reveal the website, you will see that they are super affordable. You can't even compare to anybody. Other website, if you look at it, CV Specialist and CV Maker and whatever website you look, they offer plans from $350 to $997. Just imagine you prepare a CV for $1,000. Let's say an average $500. Okay, $500, $600. You went to a civil engineering job, apply. You didn't get a job, but you had a master's in structural engineering, and then structural engineering job popped up, and then you say, okay, now what we do? Now you can't take that civil engineering CV to a structural engineering job and say, okay, give me a job. No, the structural engineering people will look at it and say, you have a general civil engineering experience, but if you have structural engineering experience, why didn't you highlight it? And they will reject. They will not even give you that much time, because nowadays they work on ATS system, and it takes keywords out of your CV and it doesn't even reach to the recruiter desk. So that's what you need to see, and how it will benefit you. So you will get a brand new CV, LinkedIn profile, opportunity to consult with the assessors. So you will be able to, depends on obviously which plan do you choose, but you will have an opportunity to talk to the assessors, whoever will assess your CV. You will see, okay, that's what I need to do. Yes, that's what you need to do. These assessors are actually working in the industry. They know what the industry thrive for. So during the consultation, you will get to know what to send and where to send. You can't just send a civil engineering CV to a barista. You need you need a you need a specific CV to send them. And time to time, we will conduct interviews, webinar with the recruiters and top leaders of the country, where you can ask questions or you're concerned. So as the community grows, what we will do, we will interview recruiters. We will interview top people in this country, in the industry, when they what lessons we can learn, like as an immigrant, when they look at some foreign person CV, and what do they see first thing, and why do they reject it. But depends upon how far do we go. And I already trying to get some recruiters to be part of this webinar in the future. So at this point of time, we got a very, very good connections with the industry. And at this point of time, we want to grow. We want to grow to at a very fast rate. And as our community grow, we will organize networking events. So that's the basic thing which we didn't do, and you shouldn't be doing. Networking networking I remember I was talking to a national leader of a company, I can't say, but first thing he said, that immigrants don't network. So one day they actually recruited somebody just by saying, "Hey, hello," that's it. Just because that person turned to that a party or get together or something. It was a networking event, and they came and they talked, and they say, "Oh, actually, we are looking for people like you." But and the person said, "Oh, sorry, I don't have enough experience." Like, it's all right, you were enthusiastic about this event, and you actually bother to come here, so we'll give you a job. That's it. Within 5 minutes, that person got a job for $62,000. She was a network manager, last time I checked, and she started as a network engineer. That's how simple it is. But obviously you can't just go to a networking event and start bothering people for a job. You need to make a connection, you need to make a trust with this. And that's second last slide, and a big reveal when our website gonna be revealed. So that's 3rd of August 2020. That's a Monday. And the name of the website will be X to Apex. Sorry, it doesn't come up. So X to Apex, I'll just type in now. So